Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Uche. So today we'll be talking about design process, elements and principles. But before I begin, I would like to respond to a feedback I got from the previous video. A viewer had an opinion that I should teach how to use tools instead of starting from this theoretical aspect. This is my honest reply to that feedback and to any other person that is of the same opinion. So the reason I decided to start from these basics is because my objective is getting my audience to be a better designer and to understand the fundamentals of what design is. This is because every pro designer have a mastery of these basics. So if I'm to start from just designing the tool, it's going against my objective of this channel. If you want to be a better designer, you need to know and master the basics. That is the reason why I decided to start from this end. But definitely, yeah, I'm going to show you how to use the tool. I know this can be boring, but you just have to learn it. Knowing how to use the tools does not make you a designer. So the knowledge is what makes you a better designer. So having responded to that, let's get started. So today, like I said, we'll be discussing design process, elements and principles. So what is design process? Design process can be defined as the paths, ways or planned actions employed to providing solution to a problem or achieving a specific goal. It is a way of figuring out the best way of getting a problem solved optimally. It is a way of getting more creative, productive, and accurate. It is not a rigid process. This means that different people have their different design process. But irrespective of the manner of approach employed by the designer, there are basic junctions or steps that are inevitable. We will look at them as we proceed. Why is design process essential? There are basically two essential reasons why you need to have a design process. It is not all there is, but these two are key factors. Number one, it helps creativity to be channeled in the right direction. Two, it makes a designer reliable and authentic. So what are the basic steps of design process? The first one is plan. You need to have a plan. So this is the first step irrespective of what the approach to be employed. This involves the gathering of knowledge. At this step, you try to identify and understand the problem so as to give quality informed suggestions and decisions. At this stage, the goal is to properly identify and define the problem, formulate strategies, and understand the requirements and conditions to be met for solving the problem. In graphic design, the plan is often expressed in a good curated design brief. So the next step is research. The goal here is to attain clarity and deep understanding of the requirements and conditions gotten. You engage in quality study to better understand all that is required. At this stage, you study the problem, the market, competitors, audience, risks involved, contingencies, and so on. This step can help bring about inspiration and possible directions to be taken. Also, at this stage, you are availed the opportunity to further dig deep in understanding what works in the particular field you are to offer solution to. You need to know what works in that field and what doesn't. Know their terminologies and psychology. The next one is concept or idea generation. At this stage, you employ the knowledge of your plan and the insights from your research to generate as many directions or ideas as possible. You brainstorm based on quality, and your ideas should be in sync with the direction deduced from the first stage, which is the plan. As a graphic designer, the generated ideas usually has to do with colors, brand tone, brand style, typography, layout, images, and so on. in order to produce a better design solution. Refinement. At this stage, you select the ideas that are best suited to provide the required solution. In some scenarios, two ideas can be merged together to generate a new idea. This must be skillfully executed. At this stage, only the best of the best idea options should be able to make it out to the supposed final stage. Review. At this stage, you submit your design solution for review. This stage most times takes a longer time. This is because feedbacks gotten can require you go back to the refinement stage to implement some changes that might be needed, and in some cases you might need to revisit the plan and start iterating from there. So we are going to step into design elements. So what are design elements? Design elements can be defined as the basic part of design that helps structure or communicate your design message or solution clearly. They are line, form, color, texture, shape, space, and value. Let's look at them individually. The line. Line is usually defined as a distance or path between two or more points. Every line consists of length, thickness or width, and direction. It can guide the movement of the eye and also used to establish sections. It can be long, short, vertical, horizontal, straight, curvy, solid, dash, or diagonal, and so on. So here's an example of a straight line. This is a curvy line, and this is a dashed line. Shape. This can be defined as an enclosed surface or area and often two-dimensional. A shape can be geometric, that is, it is drawn in measurement, also called regular, or better called constructed. It can either be any of these, or it can be organic, that is freehand, also called irregular. Shapes can be used to attract the eye to a focus point, separate things, and also help contrast images. So here's a rectangular shape, here's a circle, this is a square, and this is an irregular shape made with freehand. Form. This is the coming together of various lines from different directions and of a specific size to create an object in a three-dimensional format. Just as shapes, this can also be geometric, that is constructed or regular, or organic, that is freehand. So here is an example of what a form looks like. Color. This is an important element of design. It consists of hue, contrast, and saturation. Color can be used to create attention, invoke a feeling, and also create emphasis. It is subdivided into three categories: the primary, the secondary, and the tertiary. So this is a color wheel. Value. This is another important element of design. It is the degree or measure of lightness or darkness of a color. It is used for shading, creating illusions of light, show movement, and also create emphasis and depth. So here is an example of what a value looks like. Texture. This can simply be defined as the degree of smoothness and roughness of a surface. There are basically two types: visual texture, which is an illusion of a three-dimensional surface, and tactile texture, which is the actual feeling. It is used to create depth, express feelings, and also used for emphasis. So below here are some examples of what a texture looks like. Space. This is the area or distance within, between, or around objects that is either occupied or not. It can be positive or negative. Positive space denotes the occupancy of an object, while negative space denotes the absence of an object. This element is used to draw attention and retain focus. It can also be used to create illusions. So here are examples of application of space. Design principles. The design principles are guides that help a design communicate in the way and manner it is supposed to. When these guides are applied, it brings about efficiency, structure, and readability of the message. Let's look at them individually. Balance. This makes a design relax. It is essential because it determines the arrangement and positions of visual components and elements so that there will be harmony in a design. There are two ways of applying balance on a design. We have the asymmetrical balance. This is arrangement where one side of the design has more visual sense than the other. The symmetrical balance. This is arrangement that have equal visual sense on both sides of a design. So here are applications of the balance, the asymmetrical balance and symmetrical balance. So the first one is the asymmetrical, while the second one is the symmetrical. Alignment. This brings about order in a design. It is used to organize and create visual collections, that is a group. Good alignment is easily noticed as much as bad alignment is. Keep your design organized by the use of alignment. Alignment can be applied in a design in various ways. This is left-hand alignment. This is center alignment. This is right side alignment. This is top alignment. This is bottom alignment. In most design softwares, you can see this indicated. Contrast. This is the difference in lightness and brightness between two or more objects or elements. You can also define contrast as the ease to distinguish between two or more objects or elements. The bigger the difference between the objects, the bigger or more noticeable the contrast. So this is the first example. You can see the letter B inside. It's kind of visible but not that visible. You can also see the letter B here is visible. Here also is not that visible, while here is very visible. So the difference between this is just the contrast. Proximity. This is the link or the closeness between objects or elements in a design. It can be in space or in relationship. It is simply arrangement by relationship. So you can see this first example and you can see this second example. Repetition. This is also a key part of design. It is a key factor in brand identity design and also advertisement. It helps send and retain a particular message in the eyes and minds of the user. It also brings about association, pattern, and consistency. So this is an example of a good repetition and also an example of a bad repetition. So this is where we are going to end the video for today. In my next video, I'll be talking about colors and typography. Thank you for watching, and I do hope you have learned a lot from this video. Please kindly subscribe to this channel and tell me what you think on the comment section.